Good morning, everyone. I'm Bhagyashree Vyavare, MSc Child Development, certified in nutrition and dietetics. I'm going to talk to you about all those things which often keep you worried. I'm sure you'll certainly relate to what I say because I'm going to talk to you about stress and stress management. Welcome to the webinar on stress management presented by Rahul Education for all the lovely kids out there. Do you experience stress or do you not? I'll help you identify all the stress and the stressors that you face. Now, what is stress? It's when we feel under pressure. When exam is around the corner and there is a lot to be studied, you fall short of time. You are clueless about where to start from, what topics to be studied more, etc., etc. In such situations, we often end up preparing nothing, a total waste of time, resulting in more pressure. So that is stress. Then it's also when we don't feel in control. Have you ever experienced that tomorrow you have a maths exam, and today you do not remember the basic concepts or basic formulae? Now you do not have time to learn all of that. So here the situation is out of your control and you feel helpless. It is also when we are struggling to cope up with things. Many times we have to do many tasks altogether. You have to attend the classes, you have to attend the school, you have to attend the extracurricular classes that you are signed up for, and you have to complete all of their work. But it's never all of a sudden. What do? We let the tasks to pile on, and then we find ourselves running between all those tasks to finish on time. This makes us more stressed. Sometimes the things are too difficult to cope up with. Okay, this also creates stress. So in short, stress is either one of these or all of these situations. But is stress always bad? Imagine if you had no stress at all. What would you do? Would you achieve whatever you have achieved so far? Would you perform that well as you have performed so far and receive the appreciation? The answer is obviously no. There are different types of stress. The stress that results in extreme anxiety, sorrow, pain, you feel lack of confidence, you feel like unproductive, you feel that you cannot do anything, you feel helpless. This stress is called as distress, and distress will never help you. But there is some stress which helps you do better, perform better. Okay, this is a positive stress called as eustress. Eustress motivates you where you practice more, work more, try harder to perform better, improve your performance. Okay, so this is eustress. Too much of anything is not good. Ati sarvatra varjayet. Too much of stress will surely have an adverse effect on your performance as well as your life. But the right amount of stress is necessary for you to be a winner, a successful person. So don't take stress in a negative way. You should take advantage of your stress to improve your performance. So where does this stress come from? We are going to talk about the stressors now. Okay. We are stressed when there is any unfortunate event in our life which changes our life upside down. For example, death of a dear one, or even separation or breakup of relationship or marriage, things going on in the family, or even the financial conditions that are poor suddenly in the family. All of these things create stress for the children also. Okay. Then sudden change, any change, it may be positive change. So sudden change, if your parent, for example, if your parents are transferred from one place to another, so change of place. When you change the place, you have to change the school. Now because you have a new school, you don't have your old friends, you have to make new friends. All of these are challenges which demand adjustments. Okay, and adjustments are not so easy. So which is not easy will always create stress. Okay, so a change, sudden change, any kind of change in our life is a cause of stress, is a source of stress. Okay, change in learning style, a drastic change we experienced in 2020, right? From 2020, for more than 2 years now, we are learning online. So there is no physical class, there is no going to school, taking your tiffin and water bottle and school bags, and talking to your teacher explaining you directly, and you asking the doubts to the teacher and clearing it all. So it is not there now. There are limitations on in the online learning, isn't it? So this change in learning style also has created a lot of apprehension, a lot of tension, a lot of worry in your minds about your studies, isn't it? Then another thing is long working hours, noisy places, traffic jams, daily work pressure are part of our daily hassles, which are also sources of stress. Then there are natural calamities like earthquakes, floods, often are traumatic experiences for the survivors. Okay, then the whole world is suffering from COVID-19 pandemic since 2 years, which has created a lot of stress in everyone's mind. Like for you students, specifically 10th and 12th students, are apprehensive about their exams and their evaluation, and further about their admissions to the desirable courses and colleges. This drastic change in our lifestyle, work style, education system has created stressful situations everywhere. Then parental and teachers' expectations. Your parents have some expectations from you, your teachers also have some expectations from you, and you want to keep up to their expectations. Okay, so in wanting to keep up to their expectations, you are often worried that whether I will be able to keep up my parents expectations, my teachers expectations, or will I fail. So this also creates a lot of stress in the students' minds. And then the worst stressor nowadays is social media and mobile or other gadgets. You all, most of you have your accounts on FB, Insta, and other social media, and then you keep on posting something or the other. And what happens when you post something? You keep on waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for the likes. How many likes did I get? How many comments did I get? Okay, and then when you check the comments, what happens? You come across some negative comments also. Your friends friends comment negatively sometimes, and then you are intimidated with the negative comments. Then you reply them negatively, and then they reply to your reply, and then there is a cold war of replies and comments and trolling and all those things. This also creates a lot of stress. I have observed so many teenagers suffering from the stress of the comments that they get on their social media. So avoid this social media. Apart from social media, addiction of the gadgets, addiction especially for PUBG. Many of the children I observe that they are always busy playing PUBG. once they are once they have completed their school work, they take the phone and they start playing PUBG. So this is also a stressor. Addiction to gadgets is also a stressor. Continuously, we have some or the other screen open in front of our eyes, which does not give our mind a time to relax, a time to think on its own. Okay, and then there are so many negative thoughts we come across: the social media, the television shows, the internet, that have a very bad effect on our minds, that creates stress a lot. So now we are going to see what all effects and symptoms do this stress and stressors have on us. What happens to us when we are stressed? When we are stressed, our body, our mind, eventually our emotions and the behavior also gets very badly affected. How does our body get affected? We feel tired so early. We feel tired. We feel like doing nothing. Many times we have headaches or muscular pain. And if we have frequent stress, we also have skin irritations and infections. When we are stressed, we do not breathe completely. Our breathing becomes constricted. And because breathing becomes constricted, we feel more tired. So this is how our body gets affected. Now, let us see how our mind gets affected. When you are stressed, how do you think? What do you think? You keep on worrying. What will happen? How will it happen? How will I complete my project? How will I submit my assignment? Constant worrying. Then indecision. You are not able to take right decision or quick decision. Then you keep on thinking negatively, continuously negatively. For example, if you have got some exam, okay, what will you think when you are stressed? How will you think? You'll think, what if I have a network issue at the time of exam? What if my computer doesn't work? What if my phone doesn't work? What if I don't remember the answers? What if I cannot use the Google Classroom for that matter? So all the negative thoughts will keep on coming to your mind when you are stressed. So when you are stressed, you will not think optimistically. You will always think negatively. Okay. Then your thinking is also foggy. For example, you are given a project. Again, I'm giving you the same example. So you are given a project and the deadline is close, and now you can, because of that stress of the deadline, you cannot think clearly. There is no clarity in your thinking. You cannot put down your thoughts clearly. And so you have a foggy thinking. You have hasty decisions. Because you are stressed, you cannot think logically. And without thinking logically, you take decisions. So you have hasty decisions. Then you cannot judge things, events, people correctly. So there is impaired judgment. Now, when your mind is so much affected, obviously your emotions will also get affected. How are your emotions affected? Because you are thinking negatively, because you are constantly worrying, what happens? You will feel lack of confidence. You will lose confidence. You will not feel confident. You will not feel that, yes, I can do this. No, you will not feel that. You will feel apprehensive. How will I do that? How will I complete my task? How will I submit my assignment? How will I submit my project? Isn't it? Then many people also feel depressed. They don't feel like doing anything. They don't feel interested in things going on around them. Then they become irritable. When we are emotionally disturbed, we become irritable. We cannot tolerate people around us. We cannot tolerate people talking to us. We cannot even tolerate people suggesting us something. Okay, so all of these things keep on happening, and because of all these things, what happens? We lack sleep. we do not get a good night's sleep. We have sleepless nights. Okay, and then because the emotions are so affected, obviously our behavior will be affected. These emotions are expressed through our behavior. So what happens when we are irritable? What will happen? Will be will shout at others or will not talk to others. We don't talk properly to our parents, our family members, our friends. Then there is substance abuse also. Sometimes when we are irritable, we throw tantrums. Then we start throwing things here and there. We don't feel like eating, we lose appetite. And because we are so uh, preoccupied with those thoughts or those stressful thoughts, that we do not attend to the things coming towards us or the things that we are going to hit, and then we face accidents. So we become accident prone when we are stressed. We are restless. We feel loneliness. We feel that no one is with us. And again, because of all these things, we lack a good night's sleep. So, जब life हो out of control, तो क्या करना चाहिए? Obviously, we should say all is well. But then, how will you say all is well? How will you manage your stress? Yes, don't worry. I have some stress management techniques for you. Okay, so the very first technique is a relaxation technique. Your mind is so busy thinking about so many things, your school things, your class things, your friends, about your parents, about your teachers, that your mind needs some relaxation. Okay, now how will you relax your mind and body? Just listen to music, just watch some comedy movies, comedy shows, watch some cartoon, which will relieve you of your stress, which will take you away from all the stressors, all the stressful thoughts. Okay, so anything that you like, anything that will relax you. Don't go to the gadgets, don't go to the video games, don't go to the internet activities. Just relax. Then another technique is meditation. Okay, but you need to learn meditation from an expert. Once you learn meditation and practice it daily, it will certainly help you to get over your stress, and also will train you to manage your stress and stressors on a daily basis. So meditation is a very good technique to manage your stress. And then is hobby. You must have a creative hobby. Why should you have a hobby? Because a hobby comes to rescue when you are stressed. So, what should be your hobby? It should be creative. It should not be, I have a hobby of playing PUBG. No, you should not have a hobby like that. You should have a creative hobby like drawing, painting, playing a musical instrument, or reading a book, even writing something creative, anything that gives you pleasure. That should be your hobby. So if you are engaged in your hobby, your mind will get relieved of all the stressful thoughts. So whenever you are stressed, now for example, you are stressed about something, uh, a lot of tension is there in your mind, and you are asked to write an essay. Will you be able to write an essay? You will not be able to write a mugged up answer in such situation. Leave apart creative writing. So, what should you do in such situation? Leave that task, leave that work that you are doing, and just go and do your hobby, whatever your hobby is. For example, you have a hobby of drawing. So just take out your drawing book and start drawing something. It will get help your mind get rid of all the tensions, all the stress. Then your mind will get rejuvenated. And then when you complete that and then you leave that and go back to your work, Try writing that essay. Now good thoughts will come to your mind and you will be able to write a wonderful essay, isn't it? So, hobby, you must have a creative hobby. Apart from these, we have another technique, that is biofeedback technique. Now, what is biofeedback technique? Our, bo- our body responds to a certain responds in a certain way to stress. For example, when you are asked to give speech in front of the whole school, what happens? Your heart starts beating fast, you start sweating, sometimes shivering also. This is our body's way of dealing with the stress. But because of this, you cannot give the speech properly. This is why you need to learn to control your breath, your heartbeats, etc. This is not so simple to do. So you have to learn it from experts. There are certain breathing techniques which help you to cope up with this biofeedback, but you have to learn it and practice on a daily basis. Then the simplest technique to manage stress is rest. Just leave everything, no gadgets in front of you, no screens in front of you. Close your eyes, relax your body, and give a nice rest to your mind and body. When your mind has got enough rest, your mind will be fresh to work on all the other tasks that you have to complete. So you will get rid of the stress because of rest. Okay. Then apart from rest, play is also a very important technique to get rid of stress. Now, how does play help us manage stress? See, when we think about our studies, when we think about our tasks, or even when we watch movies or TV shows, there are so many negative thoughts pent up in our mind. Okay, there are so many negative thoughts, there is so much of anger, there is so much of sadness that is there in our mind, that is there in us. We are not aware of all of that. So now when we play is an outlet where we can get rid of all these negative thoughts or all that negativity pent up in us. That is why we should play. Now, for example, if you go and play a football, when you kick a ball, to a little extent, your aggression, your anger gets an outlet with that kick. Okay, so you get rid of that anger, you get rid of that aggression, you get rid of all those negative emotions. Then get social. When your school work, when your studies are over, you should step out of your house, meet people, meet your society friends, meet your neighbors, meet other people, and get social, exchange ideas, share your ideas, listen to others' ideas, communicate with others. What will happen by doing so? It will take your mind away from all the stressful thoughts. And when your mind is away from all the stressful thoughts, obviously you'll get rid of the stress. Then, how to prevent stress? जब stress हो ही ना तो सबसे अच्छा. So prevention is better than cure. To prevent stress, what should you do? You should be organized in your tasks. You should be organized about your tasks. Whatever assignments or studies, preparation you are supposed to do, you have to think about it prior and plan how are you going to complete them. So be organized about your tasks. Be organized about your things. Keep your books, your study material, your instruments like geometrical instruments, your pen, pencil, rubber, your uniform, your shoes, socks, everything organized so that you can avoid the last minute rush. Otherwise, what happens when you are supposed to reach somewhere, when you are supposed to reach School, you'll start shouting, Mama, where is my this, where is my that, where is my... So not only you are stressed, but your mothers are also stressed. So in order to prevent that stress, be organized about your things. Then it is very important to follow a routine for sleep, study, exercise, and meals. What happens when you follow a routine? Certain things are done on time, and when things are done on time, half of the stress is relieved. Apart from that, your body gets conditioned to that routine, and then when it gets conditioned to a particular routine, it becomes happy. So when your body is happy, your mind will be happy, and when your mind will be happy, it will always become stress free. Okay, so that is why it is important to follow a routine for sleep, study, exercise, and meals. Okay, after that, complete your tasks, that is assignments, preparation for test, etc. beforehand. What happens? Your teacher has given you assignment, and then the deadline, she has given you the deadline of 4 days. What do? You open the assignment on the third day, and then you are clueless. Arey, what is this? I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding it. Then you call your friend. The friend is also clueless. He cannot help you. Then you pass on this stress to your parents and maybe your siblings. Okay. So what happens? Stress is always there when you do it on the 11th hour. Instead of that, what should you do? You should open the assignment the very day the teacher has assigned it to you. Okay, start your assignment doing on that day, and take your own time. Take first day, second day, even third day. Take your time and do the assignment nicely. Complete the assignment beforehand, and then you are free to enjoy. So this is how you can prevent stress. Now there is no stress if you have done it beforehand. Okay, then plan a schedule for studies. What happens? Whatever is difficult, we pay more attention to those subjects or topics. So we prepare more, we give more time to difficult subjects and difficult topics, and we ignore the easy ones. At the 11th hour, the easy ones are unprepared, and then they become the cause of stress. So what should you do? You plan a schedule and dedicate particular time, consistent time, days of week, or hours of a day to particular subjects or particular topics, so that you make justice with all the topics and all the subjects properly. And then there will not be any last minute rush about your studies. So how to reduce stress and anxiety? We have talked about it earlier also. We'll see it again. So meditate. Meditation will get rid of, help you get rid of all the negative emotions and help you control your stress or control your emotions. Then get enough sleep. When you get enough sleep, your body and mind is relaxed, and then it becomes energized to complete the tasks with freshness, fresh energy. Okay, then find a creative hobby, because when you are stressed, your hobby will help you get rid of the stress. Then exercise daily. Why should you exercise daily? When you exercise, what happens? The blood circulation gets regularized. When the blood circulation gets regularized, all your organs function well. And when your organs function well, your body becomes happy. It feels fresh. The body feels fresh. When the body is fresh, your mind is obviously fresh. And because of that, you minimize the stress. You don't have any physical issues because of exercise. So it will minimize the stress. Another thing, one more thing the exercise does with us is it secretes feel good hormones. So as much as exercise you do, you will feel good, you will feel fresh, and you will feel the zeal to complete your tasks as well as take new tasks to complete. Okay, then apart from exercise, go outside. Don't sit idle at home. Once you are finished with your work, you step outside your house and just take a walk around, just observe the nature, talk to people, anything that will take you away from the stressful thoughts. Then be active in your community. When you meet people, be active, participate in the events that are there in the community. Okay, so that will also relieve you of stress. Then eat healthy, avoid junk, because when you eat junk, you become very dull, and when you eat healthy, you become fresh. So when you feel fresh, you are all set to deal with all the stressors. Okay, and then unfortunately, if you are too much stressed, what should you do? You talk to someone, you share this stress to someone, with someone. Okay, it may be your mother, it may be your father, it may be your sibling, elder or younger, or it may be your friend, it may be your cousin also, anyone that you trust. But you must talk to someone. You should not keep it to yourself. They may not be able to help you always, but when you share your things to someone, you will feel relieved of the stress. So talk to someone. So remember, stress is good, take advantage of it. Talk to someone when you feel too much stressed. Prevent stress. How will you prevent stress? By being organized in your things, in your tasks. Then plan for studies. Then reduce stress. How will you reduce stress? With meditation, rest, relaxation, play, and following a routine. Then keep fit. How will you keep fit? By eating healthy, sleeping well, being active when you are in your waking time. Be active and exercise daily. This will help you keep fit. Then, most important thing, don't take social media too seriously. Don't take all those comments, all those trolling, all those number of likes and dislikes too seriously. It means nothing. So, I hope that you have got my tips and you have understood that there are two types of stress and you have to take advantage of the stress instead of getting more stressed and getting depressed because of stress. This is Pakish Vivare signing off, hoping that you'll remember and follow my tips, manage your stress, and come out with flying colors. Thank you for listening. Thank you.